Hi there, welcome to Sydney, and also welcome to Circular Quay here in Sydney. Now our destination today is Balmain, first of all, and then from Balmain we're going to travel through to Rozelle, which is just very close to Balmain, and then from Rozelle we're going to go over to Leichhardt, and we're going to finish the day up at Petersham. Anyway, along the way we're going to have a look around, have a cup of coffee, have some lunch, grab a beer and all that sort of fun things. And of course we're going to do it all using an Opal Card. Right from Circular Quay, right through to Petersham and back to Circular Quay is all going to be done with the Opal Card. Anyway, we better get over there to the ferry now. It's leaving in about 10 minutes and it leaves from Wharf number 5. And the destination is Pyrmont Bay, and we'll get off at Balmain.
Can I be in it?
Here's some local fishermen.
Wait, we caught a big what are they called again? No, not kingies. No, not Joey. It's all good. I forget the name. It was big spearfish.
Good on you.
And a mahi too. Them up guys. That's what we caught.
Well, there you go. There's some local fishermen for you. By the way, my name's Kerry, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Public Transport and Car Hacks. Okay, here we are at Wharf 5, and we've got Pyrmont Bay we're headed for, and that departs from side A, departing in 4 minutes. Well, here comes our ferry now, and it's one of the older ones, so we can sit on the outside. Well, that was quick, we're away already. Now our first stop is straight across the harbour, underneath the Harbour Bridge, to Luna Park. Now, our next stop here is Mars Point. And here we are at our stop, Balmain East. Thanks, mate. Now, of course, this ferry continues on up there, upriver, into Pyrmont Bay. And it turns around and then goes back to Circular Quay. So if you wanted to, you could just stay on the ferry, go for a ride up into Pyrmont Bay, turn around and come back and get off here at East Balmain if you want to visit Balmain. Now the bus we're after is bus 442. That'll take us up the hill into Balmain. Or the other thing is you can walk up. But we'll take the bus up today. The bus leaves every 10 minutes, so you don't have long to wait. Yes, this is the bus we want, the 442, which is going to take us up into Balmain, and we'll get off at Gladstone Park and have a look around Balmain. This bus goes to the city. But after we've had a look around Gladstone Park, or Balmain, we're going to get the bus 445, which that's going to take us out to Rozelle, have a look around Rozelle, and then at Rozelle we're going to catch the 445 again, and that's going to take us out to Leichhardt. And at Leichhardt we're going to catch the 445 again and take us to Petersham. Thanks, mate. Yeah, as I mentioned before, this bus goes into the city, and my guess is that most of the people who got on down at the wharf down there will get off where we get off, in the middle of Balmain and Gladstone Park. And they're like us, they're all on the bus to avoid walking up the hill. Okay, here we are in Gladstone Park, which is middle of Balmain. Okay, welcome to Balmain.
All right.
Well, it's a bit early for a beer, so I'll leave the beer until we get to Petersham. Now, I don't really have time to take you for a walk around all the back streets, although I'd like to. The main idea of the video is to show you how to get to all these places. But I'll give you a quick glimpse of all these beautiful homes here. That'd make a nice little weekender, wouldn't it? Now, the main street of Balmain is Darling Street. Now, what we're doing is just walking up Darling Street through to the Balmain Town Hall, just up here. Now, of course, there's plenty of coffee shops and places to eat on Darling Street in Balmain, but I might save that cup of coffee for Leichhardt. Well, what do you do if you've got a beautiful old heritage building like the Balmain Town Hall? Well, what you do is you turn it into a library. So let's go and have a look. Now, a little bit of history of Balmain. Now, Balmain is built on a peninsula, and there on the eastern side of Balmain is Pyrmont Bay, And just out front of Balmain is Cockatoo Island. And on the other side of Balmain is Iron Cove. How Balmain started was that Pyrmont Bay is the stevedoring part of Sydney, or was the stevedoring part of Sydney, until containerisation moved in, and so then they moved all the stevedoring out to Botany Bay. But before then, they needed a lot of people to load and unload ships, so everybody lived in Balmain. And they also needed a lot of people to maintain these ships. And the ships were dry docked at Cockatoo Island. There's a big dry dock there. But all that's changed now, and Balmain has become, well, sort of an expensive residential area. Now the bus we're after now is bus 445, and this bus runs from Gladstone Park in Balmain, and it runs right through to Campsie, and it travels along Darling Street, which is the main road through Balmain, and it's also the main road through Rozelle, and Rozelle is going to be our next stop. Now this bus, the 445, runs every 15 minutes. I think it might run a bit more often through the week because we're here on a Saturday. Of course, it's a Opal service, so you can just get off and on when you feel like it. But the next stop we're going to make is Rozelle. We're going to have a look at Rozelle, and we're also going to go to a collector's market there at Rozelle. Then after Rozelle, we're going to continue. We're going to catch another 445 bus, and that's going to take us through to Leichhardt. And there we're going to try the coffee. Now, Leichhardt's got a very Italian heritage, so they've got the best coffee in Sydney. So, and we're going to go to the Cafe Italia bar, and it was opened in 1949. I hope I got that right. Anyway, we're going to stop there for a cup of coffee, and hopefully we'll get the best cup of coffee in Sydney. How are you? Smile!
She'll be overly friendly.
Okay, here's the bus we want, 445. Destination Campsie. Well, that was a quick ride, only took about 3 minutes, and here we are in Rozelle. Now, like Balmain, there's no lack of food, coffee and drink here in Rozelle. Oh, that's good, isn't it? Good use of a record player. That is beautiful. Thank you. That is beautiful. You're a credit to the town. Well, there was certainly a beautiful floral layout there, wasn't there? I felt guilty that I didn't buy something. It's so beautifully laid out. And this looks like what we're looking for. The collectible market. So what do you reckon, Chris? What do you want to buy? Oh, it'd be a bit hard to getting it back to Nambucca Heads, wouldn't it, eh?
Oh, wow. You
Certainly got a very nice stall here.
Thank you. Yeah.
What's your name?
Fred. My
Fred.
name is Fred.
Pleased to meet you, Fred.
Yeah, secret garden, succulent plant.
Yeah, beautiful.
How much is that?
Sold. Show us what you bought. What you buy, Chris?
Thank you very much.
Oh,
sir.
very nice. Aha, Turkish gozleme, cheese and spinach, chicken and spinach. Ah, delicious, absolutely delicious. But I can't have any because I'm going to save my appetite for lunch later on. Here's some collectibles. What are you buying? Oh, look at that. That's good. Look at that. Now let me see, that looks like something from the New South Wales Government Railways or the New South Wales Correctional Centre. Now that's a lot. Now I was expecting something a little bit more like Antiques Roadshow, but oh well. Now, I'm not a collectible person myself. Now, I've got so many collectibles underneath the house, it's going to be 20 years before I get them all sorted out. But Chris reckons there's a lot of interesting stuff here. Hello, how are you?
Hi. Park.
Hi.
Park.
Park. Ruff, ruff.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not as high end as Antique Roadshow, and I haven't seen Fiona here yet. But anyway, it was worth coming to. They're bon. Especially they got some nice cakes in here. I'll keep going. Lunch is about an hour away, I think. Anyway, here we are at the bus stop, and what the bus we want is a 445. And just ahead of us, this is the corner of Darling Street and Victoria Road here in Rozelle. As I said before, the 445 bus runs every 15 minutes, so we shouldn't have to wait too long. Okay, here it comes now, the 445. That's the bus we want, which is going to take us to Leichhardt. Thanks, mate. Okay, here we are at the corner of Port Norton and Marion Street here in Leichhardt, and there's the Leichhardt Town Hall. We're going to head down this way and look for a cafe called Bar Italia. There's no lack of Italian restaurants in Leichhardt, and if you And if you like Italian food, well, who doesn't? You got to come to Leichhardt. Now here we are at the Royal Hotel. Let's have a quick look. Gonna starve in Leichhardt. So this is what we're looking for, the Bar Italia. And they also have ice cream. Sorry, not ice cream, gelato. G'day mate, how you going? Good, thanks. Can I have just an espresso please in one of these little cups here? Just like you serve it in Napoli, or Naples I should say. Well, cheers. Perfect. That coffee was delicious. Anyway, so we better move on now. Now our next stop is Petersham, so we better get out onto Norton Street and catch bus 445, and that'll take us through to Petersham. And at Petersham, there's a lot of Portuguese restaurants there, and what I'm dreaming about is a lunch of salt fish. Anyway, I'll tell you more about it as we head along. Anyway, right now, let's get out and see if we can catch that bus here on Norton Street. Thanks, mate. There's a city-bound bus, that's no good to us. Yes, here comes our bus now, 445. It should be about a 5 or 10 minute ride through to Petersham. And of course, here's the other half of Leichhardt Shopping Centre. Now straight down there at the T intersection, just ahead there, that's Parramatta Road. Now we're going to make a right-hand turn, go around a few back streets, and we'll end up at Petersham. Well, I'm not exactly sure which way we're going. We're going around a whole pile of back streets and everything, but I know we'll end up at Petersham. Now there's Petersham Station. And I think we might get out here at Petersham Station and go for a walk around Petersham and find a restaurant that sells salt fish for lunch. Okay. Hey, thanks mate.
Have a good day.
Thank you. That's a bit of a nuisance. There's no trains this afternoon from Petersham back into the city. I was hoping to have lunch and then just come back to the station and jump on a nice fast train to the city. It looks like we'll have to catch a bus. It's a Saturday today and they're doing work on the track, but that's all right. Hey, that's life, isn't it? When you're using public transport. Now the restaurant I want to go to is called Silver's, and it's up here on the corner. Now I haven't made a reservation, and on their website it says to make a reservation. Anyway, wish me luck. Give us a smile. Well, there's the restaurant we're looking for, Silver's. Well, that's what happens when you don't make a reservation. Oh, that's life on the road, isn't it, eh? Don't you love it? Now, I'm not sure where we are, but as we're walking down the street, we started talking to this local. And I thought assumed he was from Portugal or Spain or somewhere like that. And no, he was from Fiji, but he's lived here most of his life. And he said that this restaurant is a great place to eat Portuguese food. Anyway, we're heading up here now.
How are you? Happy New Year. Got booking?
So far, so good. Looks good. Now, this is the sort of place we want. This looks fantastic. Nice white tablecloth, air conditioned. Beautiful. Now I'm having bacalhau a casa. And what are you having, Chris?
I have that no tashino, the third one down.
Evidently they specialise in chicken. It's called frango. Well, it's me with a haircut. Well, I think we're very lucky to get in here because every table's been taken. Like, how lucky could we be? And I think we're the only ones speaking English. Everyone's speaking Portuguese. Muito obrigado. Oh, they are beautiful. Those chips are absolutely delicious. They look like something out of a Smith's potato crisps or something, but they're not. They're cut really fine and either baked or fried. But the fish is absolutely delicious. Look at that. Beautiful. Well, that was a really fantastic lunch. And not only that, but the people sitting next to us, they were from Portugal. And so we talked about Portugal all afternoon.
Peruvian and Portuguese, we are happy to enjoy the butaca. See you.
Muito obrigado. Now, all we've got to do now is find our way out of here. See you later, mate. Thanks very much.
That's it. Thank you.
Well, that chicken looks good, doesn't it? Oh, yeah. Oh, that looks nice. Well, no wonder it's so popular. And that's it. Frango, established 1989. And it's here in Petersham. Chris and I, we're going to go all the way to Portugal. We found it all in Sydney. Before we go, we've got one place to check out. And we've got to go into the Sweet Balmain cake shop. We decided we're going to share something because we've had too much to eat already. But we can't leave Petersham without trying a cake. Portuguese Lamington. Yeah. That sounds good, doesn't it? Well, I'm having a piccolo, which is an espresso with a little bit of hot froth milk on top. Very nice. Now, here's half the cake I ordered, and I'm not sure what it's called. Oh, vanilla slice, a Portuguese vanilla slice. Thanks very much, that was absolutely delicious. Thanks very much, see you next time, bye! Phew, what a day! I think it's time to head home. Anyway, what we'll do, Petersham Station's just down the road down here, so we'll head home. Unfortunately, there's no trains this afternoon, so we'll have to catch a bus. It's a 445. Now you can catch that back to Balmain and head down to the wharf and catch the ferry back. But what we're doing this afternoon is that we're heading up to Gosford. So we're just going to catch a rail replacement bus from here through to Strathfield, and Strathfield will catch the train up to Gosford. Now if you're just going into the city, there's plenty of buses running in the city, rail replacement buses, which will be running this afternoon. Okay, here's a train replacement bus now. Hopefully it's going to Strathfield. Strathfield? Thanks, mate. Welcome to Strathfield. Thanks, mate. See ya. Now, hopefully, we don't have to wait too long for a train to Gosford. There we go. Wyong. Platform 3 in 12 minutes, and that'll get us to Gosford. Just what we want. Well, here comes our train now. But I'm totally exhausted. I don't know whether it's been all the fun we've been having, from jumping from buses to trains to ferries, or it's having coffees and eating fantastic lunches and cakes and drinking wine and beer. And I think I'm at the end of the day. Anyway, thanks very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to stay on the train and head through to Gosford, and I'll say goodbye now, and we'll see you next Saturday afternoon. Okay, bye.